Good morning, grade fours. Today we're going to review just a few little things that we have been doing in language, including what a noun, verb, and adjective is, and also how to use our quotations in proper sentences. So let's get right into it. We're going to start with reviewing what a noun, a verb, and adjective are. So first of all, a noun is any person, place, or thing, or thought or an idea. So for an example, person could be something like a teacher. Place could be something like Paris, the city. A thing could be my pencil. And a thought or idea has to be like a noun or a thing version of it. So for example, we could use the word happiness, the idea of happiness, but we couldn't use the word happy because happy describes something. We don't want a describing word. We want the thing, the idea, the feeling. Now, a verb, on the other hand, is an action word. So it tells us what they're doing or what the person is doing. Some great examples are run, jumping, hid, those sort of things. You can also have a few verbs that are known as being verbs, which are a little bit harder to identify. But if you remember, we had a helping verb song to help us out with those. Am, is, are, was, and were, being, be. So things like are, was, is, had, all of those are our being verbs. Finally, our adjective is a word that describes a noun. So it describes a person, place, thing, or thought. So this is where we could say happy, because happy could describe a person, like a happy man. The adjective would be happy. We could use colors. The pink horse. Pink would be an adjective because it's describing a thing. So anything that describes a noun is an adjective. So let's take a minute and see if we can find any nouns, verbs, and adjectives in this sentence here. It says, the large bear decided to sleep during the winter. So I'm going to start with my nouns, the person, places, and things. Well, I know bear is a thing, so that's going to be a noun. And winter, a season. That actually could be considered a noun as well. What about our verbs, our action words? The large bear, what is the large bear doing? He's deciding, so decided is a verb, and sleep is also a verb. Finally, what would our adjective be? We want something describing our nouns. So is there any word describing bear? Well, large describes bear, so that would be an adjective. And is winter being described? Not really, so we'll leave it there. So adjective is large. Now let's apply this to what our textbook is going to ask us to do. In Think A on page 66, we're asked to write in here, if it is a noun, we put an N. If it is a verb, we put a V. And if it's neither, we're just going to put an X. If it's neither, it's probably going to be an adjective, but in this case, we just put an X. So let's read our sentence. Armadillos are native to South or to Central America. So we have the word are right here, and we have to decide, is that a noun, a verb, or neither? Well, are is a tricky one because it's not necessarily an action word, but it is one of our being verbs up there. So this is actually a verb. On the line, I'm going to put a V just like that. You're going to do the rest of Think A just like that as well. Now, Think B is asking you to review a different skill. It's asking you to look at quotations again. And what we need to do is we need to put in all the proofreading marks that this sentence needs. So we might have to do some capitals, we might have to add some punctuation, and we might have to add some quotations in somewhere as well. Let's see where we need to put them. The first thing I see, grade fours, is my beginning of a sentence always needs to start with a capital. So I'm going to capitalize that. And Mrs. Craig, that's like a proper noun, a name of something. So that means I need to capitalize Craig too. That's the name of a person. So Mrs. Craig said, I would like to tell you about the first Thanksgiving Day. I see a place where quotations is needed. Whenever a person is talking, we need to add in the quotations. So what is Miss Craig saying? Well, she's saying, I would like to tell you about the first Thanksgiving Day. So I'm going to put my quotations around that area right there. Next, I'm going to see if I need any more punctuation. This is going back to the rules we talked about yesterday. So first of all, I'm going to think, whenever I have a quotation that does not start a sentence off, what needs to go before the quotation? If you said a comma, you are correct. So I need to add my comma in here. I would like to tell you about the first Thanksgiving Day. Make sure we have a period at the end or some form of punctuation at the end. It might be in your notebook, but I'm going to put it in anyways. And then also, Thanksgiving Day is a holiday. It's another proper noun. What needs to happen with proper nouns? Well, they need to be capitalized. So I'm going to put my underlines under Thanksgiving and day because that indeed is a holiday. I'm going to look one more time to make sure I didn't miss anything. Capitals there. Yep. This starts with a capital, so I'm good there. Thanksgiving Day, yep. Period, quotations. Yep, that looks good. So now that I've gotten all of those in, I can give myself a little mini check mark and I am done. I can give myself a pat on the back and there we go. So I hope that helps, grade 4s. There's some work on pluraling words as well. For example, if I had finger, to make it plural, it becomes fingers. There are some weird rules involved. For example, a word like deer stays the same when it's pluraled. And there's a few other rules too, but you should be able to look back in your book and figure those out. So I'm going to leave you to figure those out by yourself. Have a great day.